Take it up a notch with a live Smod Pod. October 17th is Babylon at the Hollywood Improv. These shows have and will sell out. Also on the 17th, HBO Comic-Con Theater, also at the Hollywood Improv. And that same weekend, Comic Book Men are making an appearance at Walker's StalkerCon in Atlanta, October 17th through 19th. The following weekend on the 24th, HBO at the Hollywood Improv. Jay and Silent Bob Get Old at the Orlando Improv on November 7th. Kev does a solo show on the next night on the 8th, also in Orlando. Tickets for these and all upcoming live Smodco shows are linked at csmod.com.
But what do you do, Walt? Like, I think about, my hand to God, I think about you a lot when like I'm not with you.
Obviously, the ants are the most important people in my life. Sadly.
To give you like a massage or anything, relax you?
No. I would.
I mean, you're paying him all this money.
You should at least get a neck rub.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. And to you, Q, I say, what is it? Namaste? Is that it?
I don't know what it is. There's some hippie shit going on, but I don't know what it exactly.
Q's in the hippie shit, Walt.
You're into it?
Yeah.
Well,
you're becoming Zen?
I'm trying, Walt.
I've been talking to him the last couple of days. So far, not so zen.
There's not a lot of zen going on in my life at the moment, no, but I'm trying, Walt.
Why, what's up?
No, I started the a transcendental meditation course this week. TM.
So you have a guru or something?
Well, not really. I mean, there's a guy who teaches, who's an awesome guy. His name's Mario.
It's not somebody in a little white sheet?
No, he wears a suit, like in a tie and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah.
And you wouldn't expect it to be Mario. You would expect it to be some sort of
but he's awesome.
Maharishi Mario something or other.
He's not asking you to give him like 65% of your earnings, is he?
He
didn't have to. I handed it over.
Yeah, he just gave it over.
I know the drill.
The course is not cheap. It's not a cheap course, but when I went during the course of they do like a pre-interview type thing, he found out.
You may not be accepted into it?
No. They just want to. I don't know. Well, I made it. So.
Yeah.
They asked if I was white, and that was the only question.
You had enough money to
You're like, well, yeah.
If your credit card bounced, or came back declined, that's probably the only hurdle you have to jump through, I think.
Whatever the amount was that they would charge for the course, he waived for me.
Oh, because you're from Practical Jokers?
No, FDNY. He says they don't charge fire
police department?
Fire police, yeah. They don't charge.
That's good.
So he waived it. He waived it for me. So I just put my check. The rich get richer. I put the checkbook back in my pocket.
So what's the problem? Right there, you should have walked out of there feeling at least a couple inches up.
No.
Should have been zen.
It's been 2 days and it's been a good experience.
You feel that you're turning a corner with this? Because I saw you here about 5 minutes earlier complaining about something so trivial.
Sure, I think it takes a while for that.
And the fact that you went on and on about it tells me you may not be turning the corner you think you are.
No, I don't think I am. I don't think I'm turning any corner. I think it takes months for the calming effect to kick in. I don't think it's something that happens overnight. But I will say this: it definitely works. Like it's you get a sense of like
what?
Peace while you're doing the meditation. Mm-hmm. True.
What is some of the things that you have to think of while you're meditating?
You don't have to do anything. Like the whole point of this is what's great about it is like you don't like their whole thing is just like it should be easy. You shouldn't have to fight your brain. You shouldn't have to argue with anything. You just sit and be still and let these things
So what do you
come
think
and
of
go.
though? You got to think of something.
Well, they give you like a focus, like a mantra, like a focus word.
Are you allowed to tell people your word? Or are you supposed to keep it to yourself?
It's like the password to
know.
the fucking bank account.
Yeah, it's my social security number.
It's like it's going to be able to access his brain.
Chessie Cat 69.
Mr. Whiskers. No. They give it to you. It's weird because it was kind of set up for me by my manager. Said, do this. Go ahead and do this. Try it. He's like, don't go in there like you go into things.
Don't be yourself.
Yeah, he's like, don't go in there and be like, this shit's gay. Like, it's never gonna. He's like, go in and like just see what you can do. And a lot of people like Seinfeld does it. Howard Stern's been a big fan of it for years. And like a lot of people.
David Lynch has an entire foundation dedicated
It's
to it.
through the David Lynch Foundation that I'm doing it.
Is it?
Yes. And went in and was surprised to see Mario, who turns out to be one of the nicest guys I've met in like a long time.
No, is he Zen? Is he like?
Oh my God,
he's super.
He's like floating around the
hello,
room.
Brian.
Yes, very
like
much
all
so.
calm and
Great head of hair. So right away, I'm just like, all right, well, this isn't exactly what I thought this was going to be. Like here I'm dealing with Mario. He's in a suit. But then he's like, all right, let's go into this room. He goes over the questions. He asks you some stuff. Then he brings you into the room to like start the course.
They don't tell you to wear like comfortable, loose clothing. They're like, nah.
I mean, the whole point is like of TM is like it sort of strips away. It appears to me, this isn't anything they said. It strips away a lot of the like
TM
transcendental meditation. Yeah, it strips away a lot of that like Om and like sitting in a lotus position. And
you don't
like,
have to sit in a lotus position.
No.
That's good. I'd never be able to do that.
No. He's like when you do this, he's like you're gonna be able to do it if you're on a bus, a city bus. He's like, forget about it. He's like, this is the easiest thing you're ever gonna do.
Right.
And the way he explained it was just like you're not tapping into anything. Like you're not tapping into some mystical force. Like the whole point of it is just to go beneath the surface of your mind into a calm area that you already possess. He's like, it's not there. You don't have to, it's not a state of being you have to call up. It's not
like in Fight Club when they go to the that cave, that Arctic cave.
Right. It's none of that. He's like you already possess this level of calm. It's just a matter of tapping into it. And then you sit down, you close your eyes, you do the word, which I think mine was he said,
put his balls on your neck.
Yeah, he put his balls on my neck, and then I was calm. It was great. I mean, it's only day 2, so I don't have a complete picture of it yet. But
it's 4 days, 5 days, 5 days.
4 days.
4 days.
And then like then you go back for like, I guess updates or check. You know what I mean? Like check in and support and stuff like that. But it's been pretty interesting.
You're right, Walt, about his calm, gooey center. This was a text I got. I was a couple minutes.
No,
late.
don't say the text.
Well, I'm not gonna give the name, of course, and it's nobody that anybody would ever know anyway.
Right.
You on your way? I'm sitting here talking to blank. I'm gonna leave soon. I can't take it.
Yeah, I just can't take it. Like I'm sitting here.
What would Mario say to that kind of?
I don't know. I don't know what Mario would say. I'll ask him. We'll get to the bottom of it. But yeah, I just can't sit. I have so many inane conversations in a day now that I'm full. I can't take anymore. I can't take any more, Walt. I don't know how you do it.
Think about the man who sits at this counter
Yeah.
and has to talk to everybody who walks in here with a smile. Because I do.
It would
Right.
be
I should be
impossible.
getting that text from you no less than 70 to 80 times a day.
Well, I don't understand why basically complete strangers like sit there and like feel you want to hear about their lives.
Well, it's got to be the bartender syndrome, right? I mean,
But I'm not a bartender.
Well, but you're coming in, you're paying for your alcohol or your beer, but instead of the beer, it's a trade paperback or a comic book or a pop vinyl figure.
Yeah.
I figure that they want to be able to be like, how you doing? And if, of course, you say the standard, oh, good, man, how you doing? And you're not expecting.
Right.
You're not really asking for more information other than the standard, good.
Sure.
Because if you were to tell them for real how you're doing, they would look at you like you're a fucking insane person.
Who?
Like, let's say you're having a bad day, and like, how you doing? You're like, you know what? Really not so great. Here's what happened so far today.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
You know what? I mean,
if I had to,
I've proven I couldn't do it.
yeah,
it's not that bad. It's only when you get faced with somebody who goes on and on about it and won't stop.
That's what just happened.
Yeah,
to me.
that's what just happened to you. I saw you back here being.
You saw me from the front because everybody left. When I walked in, there was this person and 4 other people, and I sat down, and then everybody else went to the front of the store, and I was just locked in a conversation. Well, admittedly nice person, not a just
no, not a bad person.
Just
at all.
social cues, like fucking
doesn't get it.
Doesn't get it.
And you're too nice because I was like, just tell this person to go away. And you're like, I can't.
I was in my mind preparing to leave.
Yeah.
The store, like run back to Staten Island because I can't take it. I was like, just back to my cats who don't say a word to me.
I have for many, many years, and that's what stopped me was the cost of the TM course. Is Mike up front?
Yeah, why?
Because I want to ask. Hey, Mike, could you click that beeper off? The door thing. Thank you, buddy. The cost was prohibitive, but now it seems that it's much lower than. Like I remember it being like $1,500. What this is like going back 20 years.
$450 it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's what you told me. $450, which is much more reasonable.
Oh my God! Yeah, of course.
And I've since Howard Stern did it, and he was like, it helps with creativity, and it helps with like you say, that zen, that cooling out. That I thought it could be valuable, and I just have never gotten around to it. And this summer, I was actually looking into it, and there was something that stopped me, and I was like, "Fuck! It's like everything else." And this is a video of this is what I was telling you about, and I guess they're it's like Scientology in as much as there are levels, I guess, that you reach.
Okay. Oh, you got to achieve levels.
Nobody mentioned levels.
You're going to meet some aliens who live inside a volcano, Q.
Yep.
Both sound awesome. When I did the upfront interview, I
got to be careful. I got spanked about that Ebola, so I got to make sure I'm careful.
By who?
I'm not going to say. More than one people spanked me on the Ebola conversation last week. More than one.
Spanked you online or spanked you in person?
Who the fuck's going to spank me in person?
Well, I don't know if maybe your wife spanked you.
Well, my wife doesn't listen to Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Yeah, maybe somebody was like, "Hey, Walt's making fun of Ebola."
I didn't make fun of it. No, they were spanking me because of the stance I took. That we all took.
Oh, the stance that everyone took. Yeah.
Yeah, here. But that, you know what though? There are counter arguments to that stance. So.
Yeah, I read a Cracked article that made me feel kind of dumb after.
Well, what was
our stance was I guess you really couldn't hear it, but our stance was stop all flights.
Sure.
No, not all flights.
No, stop all flights to and from the affected nation for the time being.
No, it's not stop. It's
stop black people from coming. No more black people.
No, it was commercial flights.
Right.
It's a long story, Q. You didn't listen to the episode?
No.
That's why you're not Zen. Paying that fucking Mario all that money. You should have downloaded Tell 'em Steve Dave last week for fucking free. Don't you hear all the ants tell you what great therapy it is for them?
Let me tell you something about the ants. I know we're jumping all over the place here, but I'm a little disappointed in them.
Why is that?
I went to that Reddit page.
After they supported us.
No.
By buying the vinyl in an hour.
Not all the ants.
Stuff do they do.
Not all the
and
ants.
now accused and unhappy because...
Well, listen, what do you want to live in a world where our heads are up our asses? We want to talk truth. I'm telling you, you go to that Reddit page.
We're talking truth. Why are you going to see some fucking Maharaji?
His name is Mario. His name is Mario.
You're going to talk truth.
Right.
Like that right there. I mean, the truth would be you're wasting your money.
Well, I'm not paying money.
Time. Okay.
Well, why? Why am I wasting my time?
Come on, man. We all, like Brian says,
what?
Man, it's all fucking hocus pocus, spirituality bullshit.
But there's nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Levels that you have to achieve.
Brian said he thinks he read something about that online. I'm like, that doesn't mean it's true.
No. I have a video right here because they said the ultimate.
Right there, you know, it's nonsense.
The ultimate. The ultimate level.
What's that?
Wow, listen to that tape gun go. Jesus Christ almighty.
Revenge.
I know, revenge of the tape gun. The ultimate level is that you can. No one has reached it evidently yet.
No, not even that director. You guys,
not even David
Twin
Lynch,
Peaks?
Not even Mario.
If the Twin Peaks director can't reach a Q, what hope do you have?
But this is the first I'm hearing of this, so I don't know. Let me
Mario can't levitate, so if he can't levitate, then you can.
Wait a minute. They're saying at a certain point you'll be able to physically levitate.
You'll be able to fly around.
This is the program Q just signed up for.
This is a desperate man.
Let me see.
Who's that? David Blaine?
I don't think
is he also in the program with you?
He's levitating all over.
Street magician David Blaine is going to teach you how to levitate.
I don't think that's accurate. But all right, go ahead. Let's see.
He's going by the name Mario.
Mario Blaine. I forgot to mention his name.
But they say that this is the
But who is they?
Step.
Let me do some research now.
Check out this new video. Mother of Iraq war vet says TM saved her son's life. Okay. And they have all these mattresses set up. And it's, oh, good Lord. With that tape gun. And they say that this is the first step towards levitation. Okay. So this is basically, they're in the lotus position and they're fucking.
This is part of it. I've seen this.
They're bouncing super high. Look at them. They're saying that they're levitating. They're bouncing on these mattresses until they run into a wall. Then they turn around.
But to what end?
Because this is the first. This is the first step towards being able to levitate.
At a certain point, they're not going to hit the bed no more.
Yeah, they're not going to need the mattresses.
They're going to float up in the air. I mean, they look like assholes.
They're going to levitate from the couch into the kitchen to get a drink and levitate on back. It's nuts. Like, look at them.
That's pretty fucking wacky.
Think you'll be able to do that one day, Q?
You didn't see anybody doing that, right?
It. I got to be honest with you.
Well, it says transdimensional.
Yeah, but just because somebody fucking writes it and puts it on doesn't mean that it's true.
Well, I read an article about it after I saw the And
are there different type? Because like right away, it looks like there's many different type versions of it.
Yogic flying, really cool. That's the title for the YouTube video. Right. Moser took this. Did you talk to him about it?
I have not yet.
He took it and he said that he preferred. There was a different type of meditation. I can't remember the exact the exact name, but he said that he preferred that over transcendental meditation. Okay. But yeah, you're like right here, Jerry Seinfeld is talking about it. Now, I was telling Q, Walt, I've been reading this book about Charles Manson.
Clint Eastwood does it.
Does he?
He says, hold on.
Now, I understand that like people seem to be more impressed with this kind of yaffle daffle. But if a celebrity is involved, right?
Right.
If the celebrity's involved, it seems to be like, will they do it? It's got to work.
But it's not a religion.
If they're doing it, there's got to be something to it, right? Of course.
It doesn't appear to be a religion.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, so they're not, there's no ethos that you have to subscribe to. And I've got to be honest, I'm not seeing anything about floating anywhere.
Unless it's face down in a pool after.
Yeah, like there's nothing about that. I see nothing about floating. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I'll let you know. Anyway, like I said to Brian, I was like, look, I went there. You feel silly walking in, but it's like, let me go through it and see it, because at the very least, we'll have something to talk about on Tell 'em Steve Dave.
All right.
Now it says, okay, so this guy's name, it was created by the technique and the movement were introduced in India in the mid-50s by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Now, the Beatles subscribed to it. They were very, very into it.
Right.
I think McCartney still follows the one of the leaders of the Dalai Lama stuff and everything.
Right.
I don't think it's this guy, because I think the Beatles eventually were like, they went to wherever this dude lived and they saw him like eating meat and chasing tail and stuff like that. So they were like, well, wait a second, maybe this guy is not, as into it as he claims. And the Beach Boys, who were pretty much, it was like the Beatles and the Beach Boys at the time. They were the two big bands. The Beatles sort of displaced them. So the Beach Boys got into it as well, hoping that it would bring people, it would show that they were hip, they were still with it. And what they would do is before each concert, they would bring the guy out and he would give the Maharishi guy, he would give a little speech. He would tell people about TM, and he was...
So it goes all the way back decades.
To the 60s. Yeah, it was introduced in the mid-50s. This is like the mid-60s or so, late 60s. And he would be booed. Not off the stage, though. People would boo him, and he would just keep going as if nobody's even saying anything. And it affected ticket sales. They said people stopped going to Beach Boys concerts because this dude would sit there and talk for 40 minutes about floating around town.
Well, you're not going to have Mario come on the Impractical Joker tour.
I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not making any promises.
That could. What would they do? Like, what would the Impractical Jokers do? If, like, before every day, you guys get started,
right.
It's a good half hour of Mario talking about TM and bouncing around.
I mean, I wouldn't put up for it, so I can't imagine that they would put up for it.
Worth a try, though, right?
I think anything's worth a try. No, I mean, look, we live in a world where Christianity reigns, and that's the stupidest fucking load of hogwash ever. So I'm willing to go there and try something like this.
Well, it's not just Christianity then, right?
All religion.
Everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing works.
Nothing works.
The TM technique involves the sound of a mantra and is practiced for 15 to 20 minutes twice a day. Taught by now, if you take your
there we go. This guy got it.
Oh, he's got it down. There he goes. He's like 10 feet off the ground. Now, once you do your initial classes, can you come here and teach me or teach Walt, or you're not qualified?
I think they would take it as like I'm not qualified, but I feel like I could probably give you the basics.
You could teach me?
Yeah, I think I could teach you. I don't think it would be that hard.
Mm-hmm. What motivated this, Q?
It was, but like I said, my manager was like, "You should try."
But what motivated you in your day-to-day life? You felt like, I think I need to.
It was because it's not. I think for me, it was just like
calling me was getting him no answers, no progress.
It's just a lack of like. There's just got to be a better way to focus. And
you feel you're unfocused right now?
Yeah, I do. For many months now, for about 7-8 months. So it might be, as long as there's no spiritual aspect to it, as long as there's no religious aspect to it.
And there isn't?
I told him flat out in the beginning, I was like, all that shit I don't believe in. And
PG-13.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. That as long as there is on, and there doesn't appear to be any. It seems pretty simple.
It says some state that participation in TM programs does not require a belief system is practiced by people from a diverse group of religious affiliations, including atheists and agnostics. The global organization is reported to have an estimated net worth of $3.5 billion.
Nice. That's why.
Why do you have to pay for it, though, Q?
Well, I don't think Mario's
especially so
time
much.
is free. I mean, the
But
guy.
why do you have to pay? Like, isn't it
But I don't have to pay.
right? But other people, but other people aren't as lucky
Well,
as you.
because how do you like? It's not. Well, you just said it's not a religion. It's not a spiritual thing. So it's just like, why would Mario teach it? If you've like, he's got a job. I'm sure he has a family to feed and stuff like that. Like, why why shouldn't I pay?
It may be a more reasonable cost.
$450? That's not that bad.
$100, yeah, I guess so. Close.
Yeah. And obviously, because they do a lot of free programs in schools. He was telling me the military. They do a lot of work with the military, teaching soldiers it and stuff like that. Because apparently, the method that he's showing me was used by like. Now again, I have no facts. I just have what the guy told me, and I didn't ask questions, so I don't have any backup beyond this. It was just like it was a thing that warriors used before they went into battle.
Right.
They would use this method to just chill themselves out, get themselves hyper focused, then wait in there and kill a bunch of people. So
It's not very zen.
but he never said the words
he's going to teach you the same method that these guys do.
Yeah.
The same method that they go in to slaughter
Right.
people, you're going to go
I
in
should be
to
able to write more pages
jokes for Impractical Jokers.
I was thinking forget them. Like all those jokes I wrote, forget them, are taking a lot out of me. So.
I'm sorry, you came here looking for.
No, I got exactly what I. Make no mistake. I got exactly what I thought I was going to get. Can we get back to the end?
Skeletos all over again, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I mean, this is exactly how I was kind of waiting to see how the whole course went, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
I'm very curious because I have thought about meditating for a long time, and
Sure.
I find that I tried it years back, not TM but regular meditation, and my mind I cannot focus. I can't.
Right.
Because you're supposed to think about nothing, but you're saying that that's not the case.
No.
And how long do you? I'm sorry, how long do you have to go into this mode of not thinking of nothing or
that's
sitting
not
there
it.
meditating? How long do you have to go into this?
It's the opposite of that, actually. It's 20 minutes. And it's the opposite of not thinking anything. The whole point of it seems to be let whatever thought comes in. He's saying, like, you can't fight your mind. You'll never be able to stop yourself from thinking about something.
I can.
You'll never be.
Yeah,
I do it all the
that.
time,
All
bro.
right.
You don't believe
Fair
me,
enough.
right?
I do believe you. I do believe
Bullshit. I can saw that fucking grin while you said.
I've seen you in action.
I mean, you'd have to.
I fight and beat its ass every fucking day.
Well, there you go. Well, maybe you should try floating around the fucking store. Well, then maybe this is directed to Brian. Yeah, you won't be able to stop yourself. It's like don't think of a green polar bear. Like, you can't not think of a green polar bear.
Right.
It's the only thing you can think about right now is a green fucking polar bear. So the idea is that to just let it come and not latch onto it. Let the thoughts just kind of come and go.
It just seems like there's nothing you can do, nothing that you can look to or point at that you could feel like, oh my God, that's it. Like there was I'll be totally honest. There was a stretch where I considered Scientology. I'm not. Well, you told me a long time ago. You need something. You said to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't care what it was.
Spirituality. You need religion. You need
Yeah,
something.
I didn't care if it was like little Martians living in a volcano, or
Whoa, that's the second time that's come up. Where's that from?
you don't know where that's from.
No.
I don't. I'm gonna get spanked again. I don't want to talk about
Is that
this.
Scientology? It's Martians living in a volcano?
I mean, it's.
Well,
who the fuck knows? It's aliens.
That's just summing it up real quick.
All right.
Right.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's a pretty good summation.
You
It sounds
didn't know that?
interesting.
You have to achieve the level to learn all the secrets of the universe.
Right. Well, let
And
me
it's
also
all
state.
it's all about the Benjis.
Yeah, I don't know that this is even a worthwhile use of my time, but it's just
Talking about it with us. Or,
No, I know talking about it with you is worth it because that might be the only thing to come from it. But to not go and not try it
Oh, you have to try it.
just
if you're interested in it, you got to try it.
Yeah. So I'm not even an advocate for it. I'm not sitting here being like, everybody should go do it. It's day 2. I've been doing it for 2 hours.
How much time did you meditate today? Have you gotten through your meditation yet?
We did it there, yeah.
You did it with somebody else?
Well, Mario.
And now you have to do it tonight.
How close are you guys in contact with each other when this happens?
No, yeah, he sits on my lap the entire time. No.
You're not even. Are you in the same room?
The first day he left the room. Today, for 10 minutes, he was there. He was like guiding it, if that makes sense.
To give you like a massage or anything, relax you?
No. I would.
You're paying him all his money.
You should at least get a neck rub.
He started playing footsie with me.
He got his eyes closed. His mantra is no homo. Yeah, you didn't answer that. Are you allowed to tell us your mantra? Or you got
I'll tell you.
Keep it secret.
It was like I think he was saying hearing, but he was like hearing. Hear
the ring.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hear the ring.
I think he did it on purpose because later on he was like, well, when you're saying this word over and over again to yourself, like
you actually told me this, I think. Hearing.
Yeah,
right?
hearing.
Okay, yeah.
He's like, did the word change at all? And I was like, honestly, Mario, I was like, sometimes I said hearing. I was like,
I gotta be honest. I thought he was gonna say, "Oh, what a goose I am."
It was silly Billy.
Hearing.
Goose.
Where's that from?
I think of Felix Unger, right? Oh, what a goose I am. What a goose I am. That was from Odd Couple, I think.
Look at him real fast, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, what a goose I am. Why? That was like a meditation.
He was. I think he was meditating, and Oscar got him. He zinged him.
Yeah, it says. What the hell?
I'm scoffing, Nokia. I don't mean to scoff at you. I'm proud of you for trying it, and I'm hoping that you could turn this guy onto it too. Then.
See?
I want to be turned on to something. While
turn me on, dead man.
No, I mean, like one of the reasons, like I told Brian on the phone last night, like one of the reasons I did it was also so we could talk about it on here. So.
I was talking about Scientology, and there was a moment where I was like, maybe I'll try because Jason Lee is into Scientology, and he's so positive.
Right.
Things go well for him. Could be that he's talented. Could be that he's happy, but he's positive to the point where you're like.
When's the last time you saw him?
It's been a while. Last time I saw him was when I worked at when I was working in Westwood at the stash down there. I happened to run into him and his son, Jet. I think his name is Jet.
I don't remember.
Jet Li.
No, it's not Jet. Maybe that's John Travolta's son. No, it was an unusual name though. Yeah, Jet Li would be cool though.
Isn't that like a karate dude, yeah. Actor?
Mm-hmm. What the fuck's his name? It's has something to do with an airplane, I think. At any rate, like he's every time I talk to the guy, he's positive.
Do you think that comes from Scientology?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but Scientology is. I mean.
But what do you do, Walt? Like I think about my hand to God. I think about you a lot when like I'm not with you, and I wonder like how you do it. How do you like mentally? How do you stay focused? How are you as content as you are? Like I want to study you, and I want to be more like you.
How much did you pay? How much did Mario get?
$450?
$250, a friend discount.
All right. Well, I'm not a fireman, so I can't even try to pull that card.
Can't pull a free card.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how to explain what I feel should just come naturally.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's like people. Oh, how do you draw? I don't know how to teach somebody how. I mean, to me, it just feels like it should be a natural. It's unnatural for me to try to get into your guys' headspace where it's always looking for something to fill some sort of void.
Right, whether it's drugs or anger
Bojack
or
Horseman.
Bojack Horseman. Which you got to admit, Q.
Bojack Horseman was fucking great.
You
That's for
binged
sure.
it too?
He came over my house Saturday night and we watched it. It's fucking pretty brilliant.
Yeah, we sat there in amazement at actually how, like the first time around that I watched it, I saw it mostly because, I was like putting stuff together with Sage, her Pony Castle and
Right.
her Hot Wheels track and all that stuff. So I didn't really focus on it. But when Q and I were hanging out, we were focusing on it. And it really struck me, especially the last, literally the last half of of the series, how dramatic it is and how soulful it is,
Right.
Are we talking about a cartoon?
Yeah. It's weird. Like you would be
It
surprised.
takes a turn that
Yeah.
you don't see coming. But it's good.
You guys do this though. You guys get into shows and you immerse yourself and you become attached to it like that dead spot.
Deadwood, yeah.
Deadwood, yeah. Which
Breaking
we
Bad.
watched after Bojack.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, did I call that one?
Watched a couple episodes afterwards. You nailed it.
I got you guys pegged, man. It's not hard though either. Though, your guys are approaching an age where you've wasted almost half your life worrying about filling these voids, though, instead of just accepting.
Right.
Acceptance, and I think that has to be considered like your inability to accept things the way they are. Mm-hmm. Some would say it's a great trait. You're unwilling to accept it. You're not happy with it, so you can't accept it.
Right, but will I ever be happy with it?
I've often said though, I would wonder if you won the lottery and the world was your oyster, you could do it. I don't know if you would be happy. I question it at times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I question if there is some sort of wire there that's that against your will, obviously, because you don't want to feel this way, but that is making you just not let yourself feel good at times when you should bask in a little bit of some achievements you've done.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I don't know why. And by the way, Jason Lee's son, Pilot Inspector Lee. So I was a little bit off, but Pilot Inspector, yeah, it's pretty unusual.
There you go.
And Inspector is spelled with a K. The unusual name was inspired by the song "He's Simple, He's Dumb, He's the Pilot" by the indie rock band.
Do you ever hear other religions tout do you ever hear oh, that guy's that actor's Catholic? I'm going to try that. It's always when it's with some sort of new science religion.
New age type shit,
that's when you hear people drop the names. But if you're in an old school religion, you're not impressed with their religion so much. Or you're not oh, well, they're into it.
So much bad history behind it. Nobody's going to be nobody at this point in Hollywood's going to be
well, not just
Catholicism seems all right. They still hate the gays, right? They're not going to do that.
Oh, what about the other religions?
Aren't they
then?
more accepting of gays now?
Are
Catholics? I thought so. They won't
or
let
let's
them
say
get
it was
married,
Jewish. You don't.
That actually works against you.
Well, don't they say that they're in charge of Hollywood?
Or let's say
they
it
don't.
was,
Jews keep their shit tight and on the wraps. They're not advertising. They don't want converts.
They don't.
No, don't they consider themselves a race?
You're Jewish or you're not.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that you can convert.
Yeah. There was my wife knew somebody that her friend got married, and she converted to Judaism.
Yeah, I know you can convert to it, but I
You'll
don't,
never be accepted.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same thing.
They're looking at you like you're Jewish, but you're not
You're
really
not a Jew.
Jewish.
Yeah.
You don't know that though.
I don't know. One of my good friends is Jewish, and he speaks about the experience a lot. And it seems
If I
even
convert,
half Jews are
you think Sunday Jeff would scoff at me?
Well, that's not the Jews we're talking about. Is it Sunday Jeff? Is not. I'm talking about the fucking hardcore Jews, the tribe. I don't think you convert into the tribe.
like Hasidic?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the guys in the black suits.
Yeah.
When we lived in LA, and we used to go. There's a restaurant. We used to go to breakfast, Lulu's, down on it's off Beverly and La Brea, somewhere around there. And there's a big Hasidic community there, and it's one of those religions, I guess, where they have arranged marriages.
Yeah.
And you would see schlubs.
With hot chicks, right?
With the hottest Jewish women. You're just like, oh my God, like, maybe I should convert. Would I be able to get one of those girls?
Yeah,
but you wouldn't, you know.
they save the fucking bottom of the barrel
for the guy who just jumped on the bandwagon. You're getting the horse that's pulling the bandwagon.
She's got a lazy eye.
Like, so the nag is mine. Yeah, I'm like, that's not even a horse; it's a mule.
Whatever, she's Jewish. I don't know why people hate. I've never gotten that thing of like why people hate Jewish people.
We already had this conversation.
Did we?
Yeah, you had this one. Remember, you brought your friend up.
No, I don't remember.
Remember, we just talked about this, and I said I couldn't tell. It's hard to tell somebody who is. We brought it up. You were hanging out with a friend at a bar, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, and the lady said something. Yeah, she.
Yes, she said something
that's
shockingly
I don't get
repulsive.
it. I just don't get the hatred for them. They seem all right to me.
I mean, I don't understand hating anybody based on a religion.
Right.
You know, aside from like radical Muslim or something.
Right.
Then they're not that cool. Regular
Speaking
Muslim,
of radical
okay.
Muslim,
Okay.
ISIS.
Right.
Are they at this point? Are they just trying to become almost like the most stereotypical evil organization that has ever existed? Like almost like a movie, the way that they go around cutting people's heads off now.
I was going to look it up, and you told me not to. You go, don't read.
Don't read about it. I thought you were going to look up videos or pictures or stuff.
Oh no, I did. I don't even. I know ISIS is some sort of radical group where they're terrorists and shit. But that's as far as it goes because you told me you were.
Oh, you haven't even looked. I mean,
no, you told me not to.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's their deal?
They are cutting heads off like at a pace that's like it's unbelievable. If you're to believe the reports you get out of. Iraq, right? Iraqi people.
Just random people.
I guess people that they feel are not with them, that are with the other side or with a regime that they want to topple that was put in place. The American regime that was put in place.
So basically, what they do is they set up a video camera.
I don't know if they're setting up video cameras, but I know that they're lopping heads off left and right, though, and I'm like. Obviously, it's going to work in terms when you're there because you're not going to cross them then. But
right.
that's an unbelievable PR move if you become the if you do become the leader of that state.
They're essentially becoming supervillains.
I mean, to me, it is. I mean, unless the media is overplaying. But I know that they keep showing. They keep showing videos on the front page.
Right.
They're sending videos out of captured Americans and British people who journalists and stuff and aid workers who they're cutting their heads off. But do you remember in the first Gulf War, they said that Kuwait was being invaded by by Iraq, right?
The Kurdish people, yeah.
And they said they were ripping babies out of incubators.
Yeah.
That came to pass. They brought up that story left and right, and that really wasn't a true story. That was by a marketing department I read.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
How do you get people on board? This is one of the things you put this in your talking points
really?
that they're taking babies out of incubators.
Wow.
That tends to annoy people.
That'll rally you.
Do you think that, like, let's say we live...
But I know that like, I mean, there's documentation, but I don't know if it's on a level that, like, I'm hearing about by some reports of like the atrocity. I mean, this is true. Who can cut someone's fucking head off?
so fucked up, isn't it?
Who could do that? Who could do that and then go home that day?
And it's not even like it's a guillotine. It's not even like it's an ultra sharp katana. It's like they grab them by their head and they're sawing and hacking and it's
what kind of madman are we talking about? And it's more than one.
It's lots. All in the name of God. All in the name of religion. It's fucking bizarre. I guess they've been around for a while. This is a screenshot shot from the 2004 video where Nick Berg was beheaded. Yeah. And like, if they got you, they catch you, you're like, well, that's it. They're cutting my head off. There's no fucking doubt.
My head's getting cut off. There's
my head's
no
getting
way
cut
around
off.
this.
Right.
If we lived in a world where Superman existed,
I've often thought of this too.
okay, could even he do anything about this?
If he didn't, he wouldn't be my Superman anymore.
Well, what could he do?
He could do anything he wants to do.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. What would he do? Like,
what would he do?
What do you think
Like
Superman does?
First thing, yes, I'd say get over there.
He flies over.
Look over. Just keep going rounds. You could see through everything unless it's lead lined, and
Sure.
and they shouldn't know that though. If Superman exists, that should be a secret.
Okay, so he sees everything.
He sees that. He could go over there and see everything.
But then what does he do? Superman doesn't kill.
Okay, but free the prisoners get the prisoners out,
Right.
and he may not have to kill, but can he cripple? Is he allowed to cripple him?
I don't know.
Their ankle.
can he like take a shot into each spine and cripple them so they're not useful in the field anymore?
That sounds like a very un-Superman thing
Does
to
it?
do. Yeah.
Well, Superman never kills anyone, right? He's
killed before. He's killed some Kryptonian
Yeah, but he's
villains.
just going to start mass slaughtering humans?
I didn't say that.
Well,
I
they're
said crippled.
animals, though. They're animals. I mean, they're not human.
Sure.
beings.
I agree. I agree. I said we should turn the place into glass. I'm asking, what does Superman do? And we have yet to see Superman start lasering people's spines.
That's only because if you said if Superman is real, though. Okay, Superman. Okay, so he's not. His actions aren't penned by some.
No, but
writer.
it's still Superman. He's still got a moral code that he upholds, and like, what does he do? Does he go
So
there?
he collects them all and puts them in a jail?
Oh, like drops them off in Guantanamo.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you'd probably if it's Superman that we all know and love.
He puts him in a bottle.
Maybe he could put him in a bottle.
Like a bottle city. He just throws some sand in a bottle and throws him in there. Yeah, it'd just be like home. What?
That just sounded racist.
Why? They live in sand. That's ridiculous.
I know.
I can't believe Q's prejudice, motherfucker. Bigot. Like, I had never even heard of these guys before. Actually, Walt, before you brought it up, and they've been around for a while.
Well, now they're getting close to
2003.
They're getting close to undoing, what the military put in place in Iraq. They're getting real close, and so there's got to be some decisions made on how you're going to move forward with this. All the things that you put in place, all the money, all the blood that was spent and spilled, and
like all for naught. Because
but I don't. I mean, again, what do you do though? You don't want. Nobody wants to go back in. No.
No, I think most people would be like, "Nah, don't send the troops back in there." But Christ Almighty, those poor people,
oh my God!
I saw. I didn't read
because
the article.
if you even thought of as being somebody who may have been like, oh, that person right there, he gave up my cousin, who I mean, like the accusations and the paranoia and the get the snitch mentality, get the somebody who's not with us, you're against us. And put her head on a pike is fucked. And
snitches get stitches.
It's pretty fucking crazy.
Oh my God!
And there's people over there, like, they have families, they have children, and they got to live with the fact that beheading people.
Yeah, I mean, I read an article about a boy who saw a 14-year-old boy who saw like massive, like mass beheadings, not massive, but mass beheadings, and he's still alive, but he'll never ever be able to unsee it.
Yeah, I watched a part of a documentary about Ebola the other day, and maybe the first 15 minutes, and it focused on Liberia, and it opens up with these guys, and they're eating. You can't even tell what it is because it's like so blackened and charred, but it turns out it's like
a bat?
Monkey haunches, no, like a monkey leg, but yes, somebody else was eating a bat. They're just eating
that's where it's. I read that a lot of the Ebola strain came from people eating bats.
Yeah. Bats, any kind of bush meats.
Now, aren't we in Africa?
Snakes.
Isn't there like 5 billion species of animals in Africa?
Why the fuck do you eat a fucking bat? Like these guys are saying they don't believe in Ebola. Like this guy, they say, "Aren't you afraid?" Like
who said that? Was the guy eating it?
The interviewer,
the documentary filmmaker, is asking the people who are eating the bats.
He's
and everything?
asking these two dudes who are chowing down on monkey legs, why are you eating this when you know that like getting Ebola is possible, and they're saying that Ebola is a rumor, it's not real. The head of what would be their CDC operates out of an abandoned primate research facility. You have to see it. You're like, no fucking wonder there's Ebola all over the fucking country.
Well, it's
fucking crazy.
But it's a third world country, though. What do you expect?
I expect that like the dude who's running their version of the CDC shouldn't also be like, yeah, there's no such thing as Ebola.
Oh, he said that too?
He was like, it's not nearly as bad as everyone says.
But he said, he admits it exists. So
he admits it exists, but it's not nearly what everyone claims. It's not nearly as bad as everyone claims. And you have to see the town they're in, dude. It looks like. I was telling Q, it makes the main stretch in Deadwood look like you could eat ice cream off the fucking ground. It's so fucking muddy and gross.
I love how everything comes back to Deadwood. Dead spot.
Imagine Bojack.
Imagine if we ate Bojack.
Yeah,
his hindquarters.
Yeah, like if we ate a part of Bojack's flank.
Oh no, not Bojack.
Snakes and like bush babies.
But what animals should be off limits? What's animals right now?
Definitely bats and monkeys.
Monkeys should be like. Don't they carry all sorts of fucked up diseases? Much more than Ebola, even.
You would, yes.
At this point, I mean, maybe nothing is more messed up than Ebola, but.
Well, that's why I shut it off, because they're like.
Where'd you watch it at?
It was on YouTube. It was YouTube. And I don't understand. YouTube is one of those things. Have you ever watched YouTube on your television?
No.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people don't, when they upload something, they just don't upload it in HD, because if they upload it in regular quality, it's so tiled and digi. You're like, I can't watch this. There's no point in watching it.
So you said you watched this documentary about Ebola, right? And you said you felt stupid after last week.
After reading the Cracked article.
Oh, the Cracked article.
Yeah.
But what was it that turned you around? So you're not worried anymore?
Oh no, I'm not saying that I'm not worried.
Okay, so you're saying that you're not calling for commercial flights or citizens from Ebola-stricken countries not to be allowed access to the country. You're not calling for that, right? Anymore?
No, I'm not saying I'm turned around on that either. I'm not going to let one Cracked article. It's like listening to Mad Magazine.
I just want those 6 or 7 people to not bother emailing me this week now, because that's Brian Johnson saying that.
Yeah, you can email me instead. Yeah. Address it to me. Because, I didn't. I mean, certainly, it's like listening to Alfred E. Newman, like, what, me worry?
What was the Cracked? The Cracked had a mascot. It wasn't Alfred Newman. It was a janitor, but like messy blonde hair and white overalls.
Big nose.
Let's see. Ebola.
Yeah, you type in EB, it's definitely the first thing that pops up on the search. Q, did you do any research since we talked to you? If you're going to get back on your vacation, or is it?
No, I was comfortable in my views.
But what about But I mean, your views were based solely on what we just told you, though.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Most people listening, a lot of people, at half the ants, would be dismayed at that you're taking your views on things from Brian. I mean, look, especially from me.
If you guys were giving me an ignorant view that somehow still protects me, then I'm fine with going on the ignorant view.
What?
And that somehow
still protect.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm fine with ignorance if it protects me. I have no problem with that.
some of the people who email me would say that it's not
What the
protecting.
fuck do they
you.
know? Just because they know how to work an email program doesn't mean they know anything about fucking
Suddenly,
Ebola.
they're the fucking authority, right?
Well, some emails sent were sounded pretty like they knew what they were talking
Made it
about.
sound dumb.
Yeah.
Well, here are the reasons.
What was their point? What was their main? What was the most interesting point? If you had the or uninteresting point.
Let's hear what Brian has to say.
Yeah, here are this is correct. Okay. It says you would have to go out of your way to get it, and you would still probably fail.
What about those nurses? They didn't go out of their way. They were covered up from head to toe.
They touched their face and they got it.
2 nurses now, Q.
Mm-hmm.
2 nurses who treated the first.
Americans?
Yes, 2 Americans.
We got to close these borders.
It's not border. You're never going to be able to close the borders.
We got to close something.
It says the CDC's outlining measures.
Just trying to get emails now.
Yeah, but I don't have your email, do they?
No, of course not.
Poor K Muse has been inundated, though.
You can forward anything to me.
The Ebola hotline and shit now.
K Muse has to deal with all this. You get to say whatever you want and skate.
Wash your hands and don't touch corpses or bats.
Bats. Really?
Yeah.
Says bats?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It says the virus isn't even airborne, so you could actually probably give a hand job to an Ebola victim, and you would live to tell about it.
It says that?
That's the example they use?
That's what the Cracked article says?
That's
I
one
wouldn't
of the
read
things.
that then. That's bullshit. It's why as soon as you start bringing in hand jobs into your argument, you kind of lose a lot of credibility.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're saying like you can be.
Second, you go to the Cracked website for information.
Yeah.
I think you're losing a lot of credibility.
I skip over the CDC and go right to
Is that where you fucking read about them floating around with meditation and shit?
No, I didn't see that there. Number 4, anyone looking to scare you is out for a profit.
That's not true. Well, I am going to. We are pushing those Army Ant tags, so we are looking.
Yeah.
Is it true? And I'm not saying that these facts are related, but is it not true that anybody who bought an Army Ant dog tag has not caught Ebola?
I think that's true.
That's a true statement,
I think
right?
that's true. I think it's.
You know? I'm not. Listen, come to your own conclusions. I'm just saying that the people who have
Coincidence?
I don't know, Walt. I don't have the date. I can't go into it. I don't want to put myself on the lid, but I will say that everybody has bought them so far has been safe from Ebola. You know?
We shouldn't make jokes about Ebola.
I'm not making jokes. That's true. It's dead true.
In a month or two, we could be really regretting making jokes about it.
Really?
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, when you emailed me, you're like, we got
When I
bigger
have
fucking
Ebola.
things to worry about if, like, our jokes about Ebola, like, come true, then we're fucked anyway.
Sure.
It says the panic is worse than the disease.
Well, not in America. It is. In America, the panic is worse than the disease, obviously, because there's only been 2 cases so far.
Right.
More to come. NatureBox, Q.
Can I say something about NatureBox?
I would appreciate it if you did.
They heard the cries, and I came home from tour, and there was a box.
You were crying that night.
There
too.
was, yeah. My hand's out, like everybody else's. My hand's out. They didn't just send the vanilla granola like I had hoped. They sent a bunch of, but they sent a nice little handwritten note. They said, we heard that you were looking for a little craving, and I devoured everything in that box. I'm a big fan of NatureBox.
And of putting your hand out.
Well, my hand's always out.
That's the one thing. I hate to pat myself on the back.
Go ahead.
My hand is out. Not always to pat myself on the back. Usually it is.
But this is yours.
No, I'm talking about.
No.
I'm talking about. I would never feel jilted that you got some NatureBox and I didn't.
Oh, of course not. Right? Why would you?
Well, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
You were just talking about
Johnson just got free underwear. I mean, this is the difference between Zoom coming down and being like, we have hundreds of free products to give you guys, and fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark Ming and Brian Johnson stealing everything, and some granola.
Oh, there is.
Yeah,
NatureBox wouldn't think so. It would like.
well, there is. There is.
So they want us to say go to naturebox.com.
Zoom wasn't even like we're a fan of I sell comics. They're like, they were like, we're fans of Tell 'em Steve.
You want to give a little backstory? Most people don't know what you're talking about, right?
Zoom recorders. Let's do a commercial for Zoom. We record a podcast on Zoom equipment.
Right.
And they found out they're fans of the show. They came down to meet us. Nobody bothered to tell me they were coming down that day, so I didn't know until it was too late. And they just gave us a bunch of equipment, of which I have seen neither hide nor hair.
Well, I know Ming and Brian walked out of here like cats that they had feathers rolling out of their mouths, like cats with the canary. I did manage to score one thing, Q.
I'm glad you did, pal, because you're putting it to use for us. I haven't seen any of this shit being used. I'm just saying, like, come on.
All right.
Right.
So,
you know why I say that, Walt? Because it would never occur to me to take everything and leave nothing for them. That's the only reason I say it. Like, it's really a state of mind where someone's just like, okay, all of this is mine. None of it for anybody else. That's why. Anyway.
I know you would share that NatureBox.
Of course. You want some NatureBox? I'll get you some NatureBox.
All right.
Who doesn't want NatureBox?
Well, you know where to go to get NatureBox, Q?
I'm guessing naturebox.com.
/TESD.
There you go.
That's right. Free NatureBox snacks are found at naturebox.com/TESD. Free? What's this free stuff?
They're giving away shit for free?
This show is sponsored by NatureBox. NatureBox ships great tasting, wholesome snacks right to your door. Forget the vending machine. Start snacking smarter with wholesome, delicious treats like dark cocoa almonds. Support this podcast by ordering free NatureBox sampler box.
Right.
I don't know why it says free, though.
I don't know, but I will say this. You can't go wrong with that vanilla and chocolate granola. It's one of the best things I've ever eaten. It's delightful.
Is that what you and Bri were snacking on that night when you guys were watching movies together, doing each other's hair?
No, we ordered Indian food.
NatureBox does Indian food, huh?
No. I did have some granola that night, but I didn't share any with Brian. Maybe I'm starting to see the problem here.
They've been, you know what? You gotta say this about NatureBox. They've been on board for a while now with Tell 'em Steve.
Sure,
they must be seeing some results, and we got to thank the ants for that.
Yes, thank you, ants. You go on Reddit and trash us now.
Oh,
I thought we were part of a community. I thought like if the world was like a zombie apocalypse, we would seek each other out and protect
on
each
the
other.
ants.
Yeah, I thought so.
Is there a colony? You thought that this was one big ant colony?
I thought it was one big ant colony. I've learned that we're wrong.
Just like every culture or subculture,
right?
There's always going to be people who don't fall into line with being 100% a sycophants.
Well,
sycophants.
Sycophants. I love like criticism. Like that never bothers me. It was just like,
what was it that bothered you? I could tell it bothered you.
I'll get examples. I'll bring them in. Okay. I'll bring them in. It was disappointing to see some of the stuff.
All right. So naturebox.com/TSD.
Yeah.
To get healthy snacks in your gullet.
Yeah, just go. Come on. We eat this.
Now we're doing now it's MeUndies deck.
What's going on? All right, let's.
You want me to stop it or keep going?
No, keep going. What is this?
All right.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
We are now pushing undies, Q. Men's and I believe women's underwear. Okay. I don't know if they do children's underwear.
What's the name of the place?
It's called MeUndies.
MeUndies.
Yeah. ME.
All right.
UNDIES.com. They claim they're the most comfortable underwear you'll ever wear. I had a question last week or Sunday, Jeff. Maybe you can answer this.
Right.
When's the last time you went commando?
I don't think I've ever gone commando. Wait, that's not true. Hold on. On tour, I ran out of clean underwear and I went one day commando, but I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
You're feeling off, right?
I feel off, and I just feel like you need to always be ready for action. Like a world war breaks out, or Ebola strikes the country, and if you're not wearing underwear, then you're immediately at a disadvantage. I feel.
How so, though?
Because what if you're running through the woods and like your pants get stuck in something and you have to take them off and run? If you're not wearing underwear, then you just run a bare ass through the woods. That's not good. Or what if you go to sleep at night and you sleep naked?
I don't.
Right, and there's
you?
No, I don't. And I sleep in t-shirts and boxes because if I need to leave my house in a hurry, I'm still acceptably dressed for outdoors.
You're a smart man.
Yeah, that's it. You always got to be prepared. So MeUndies sounds like my type of company.
And if you're going to have to be prepared anyway, you might as well do it in the most comfortable underwear on the face of the earth.
I'm with you in 100% agreement. Is this the underwear that Brian was waiting for today?
I think that he.
So he was going to steal the fucking underwear too? God damn it, man! What the fuck?
And I'm going to pat myself on the back, Q.
Yeah.
I didn't want any underwear.
All right.
I got my own underwear. I know I'm supposed to be a spokesman right here, but I want you guys to test it out and talk about it.
I'm willing to try it if I can manage to get my mitts on anything that's sent for us.
And you know the feeling of putting on saggy old underwear.
It's disgusting. I won't do it.
And these undies are 2 times softer than cotton.
What are they made out of?
Cotton.
So just softer cotton. Okay.
They're looking to get personalization in this. I have mine on right now, and I am floating. That's an example that they would want somebody to say about the underwear.
I see. Well, my MeUndies floated out the door with Brian Johnson, so I don't have any to try. But it sounds nice.
I've never bought good underwear before. Now that I know what it's like, I can never go back. This is why I love MeUndies. These are some of the suggestions that they would love to hear. Here's why I love MeUndies. It's environmentally friendly.
Oh, is it?
The materials they use are sustainably sourced from the Austrian Alps.
Oh, that's good.
And they are completely natural. They also use a CO2 neutral process with a low carbon footprint. These sound like San Francisco underwear to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? This sounds like
some real hippie shit going on here.
Are they made of hemp? Because that's what I'm guessing that's going to be the next bullet point.
Well, remember we said that about NatureBox, and we turned out to be big fans of that. So
they save water and energy due to their spun dyed fiber process.
Okay.
You know what? This is the underwear for the internet. It sounds like to me.
Sure.
This is the new age.
Well, what's the deal? How do they get these things?
You go to MeUndies.com. Is that just a slash or is that a backslash?
That's a slash. Yeah. It's a / but just a slash.
TESD and get 20% off your first order and free shipping. But you got to use that TSD thing. MeUndies.com/TSD.
I got to be honest, buddy. I don't feel comfortable recommending this to our audience unless they have a guarantee of some sort. I don't feel comfortable. Let's cancel this commercial.
We don't have to cancel it, Q, because MeUndies is so top notch. They guarantee you're going to be happy. Or your first pair is free.
Oh, well, then
I don't know. Do you think that they ask them to send them back, the undies, or you think you just get to keep them?
Probably just get to keep them.
Maybe they're doing a little bit of side dealing on eBay, selling some soiled underwear. I mean, you gotta cut corners. You gotta make ends meet any way you can when you're a new upstart company. You know, they're going up against Fruit of the Loom. Maybe they're asking, if you're not happy, send the underwears back. We may sell them online.
Right. Well, they put them in like one of those Japanese vending machines where they sell used undies.
I wouldn't be upset if they did.
No, you got to do what you got to do.
When you're an upstart company taking on all these big companies that have been around for years. You do it. You tackle them any way you can.
So someone in Japan is sniffing Declan's panties, right? Declan's used panties right now.
They've been told they were a female's underwear, but
close enough. MeUndies.com/TESD, right?
Yep, 20% off, free shipping.
There you go.
Money back guarantee. All right.
Oh, we got Audible.
Last one, Deck. Audible. That also another company that's been with us through thick and thin.
That's right.
They were here when we were nobodies.
Right.
And they're still here when
we continue to be nobodies.
We're nobodies. We're still the third-rate podcast on the network. Wow, man, they're battling a NatureBox. They also want this show is sponsored by.
Well, they can't have either. Neither of them can have it.
Well, I already did it for Audible.
But you said it in the commercial. They want that at the beginning of the show. I'll say it this time. This show is brought to you by Audible. So now there's no conflict. It's just who you choose to believe.
I thought you were going to take a stand there, but immediately you buckled.
Well, the reason I buckled is because it's the only place you can get the Tell 'em Steve Dave Fair Riri Theater.
That's right.
And, I thought it was a very clever thing that we put it up there, and you could use your free trial to get Fair Riri Theater for free.
I mean, it was more than smart. I thought it was absolutely on a level of Bill Gates.
I agree. I agree.
All right. So they also want a strategic placement of audio ad during the program. Examples include discussing Audible after a specific topic is discussed or during a break in the program. An example of an ideal podcast ad placement can be heard here. Okay, we're not going
That's
to do
it.
that. So what did we talk about today? Talked about
beheadings.
We talked about the problems in the Middle East again.
Right.
We talked about you joining the
cult.
cult.
Right. Well, I'm sure there's books on transcendental meditation on Audible.
It's got to be.
Yeah, there's got to be. Hold on, let me look that up.
All right, well, you're looking that up.
Yeah, you keep reading.
They want us to reiterate that listeners are entitled to a free audio book from your sponsor, audible.com.
Right.
If you want to listen to it, Audible has it. 150,000 titles in virtually every genre. You'll find what you're looking for. Get a free audio book and a 30-day trial today by signing up at audiblepodcast.com/TESD. I don't understand this trial thing. I don't understand why you have to join up almost like they're a cult. Like you got to join up and you can't. Why can't you just buy the books you want?
Counting on people to be too lazy to cancel their subscription. I'm not saying that Audible is. I mean, they're owned by Amazon. They're a legit company.
But like, if I join up to iTunes, I don't have to pay a monthly fee to buy a book, to buy songs I want.
I think Ixnay on that shit right now.
Am I going off?
No, I think you're okay.
Right.
I will say this: David Lynch, the director, who founded the David Lynch Society, which is where I'm going for my TM lessons, wrote a book called "Catching the Big Fish: Meditation, Consciousness, and Creativity." He narrated it for Audible.
Oh, he does the voice work, huh?
It's an hour, 47 minutes, and you can get it for free with your Audible trial. So
no. Well, what? I don't know. What should they do? Should they buy Riri Theater and get Lynch's book for free, or should they buy Lynch's book and get TESD Riri Theater for free?
Oof. Well, I would rather them get our book for free because that's how we set it up for them.
All right.
So I'm just saying it's there. Let's say you already have Fairy Theater, and then your Audible.
Should we also say maybe you should wait maybe 2 months before joining up now because we got something down the pike coming?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Well, no, we want them.
We want them.
Shit.
We're like.
Huh. What a pickle we're in right now.
We won't say that then.
Yeah,
we won't say that we're going to be releasing something a second Tell 'em Steve Dave book that they may want to wait.
Right. Let's hold that from them because that means nobody will go this month and then they won't renew us in a month. Right?
Right.
Okay. So there you go.
You want all that in, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought we were doing.
Okay, I couldn't tell. You're a really good actor.
No, I'm all right.
I couldn't tell if you were.
No, I assumed we were announcing it in a subtle way.
All right.
There you go.
All right, so go to whoa.
What?
Here's a little Audible.podcast may be the exact opposite of MeUndies in their way that they operate. They may be a little bit more right wing.
What do you mean?
It says here
they kill a homeless person for like every single.
Also, a brief blurb about Audible as your sponsor, as seen on the hyperlink page above, helps to reinforce the product and educate listeners. Just a note: this is in big, bold letters. The way they track the conversation is through our tag, Audible.
That's right.
Oh, I thought that they were like monitoring what we say and what we do, and they're listening and picking up.
Right.
But that's not what they do.
No, they're just saying you go to Audible podcast.
Other than they track conversations, it's like they're listening and picking up if we're really talking about it throughout the show.
Right.
Maybe they had some sort of
maybe
like listening in on phone calls,
like Big Brother shit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I mean, I'm sure the technology is there.
If it's there, Audible has it.
I just go into Fairy Theater at a 479 ratings. We have a 5-star rating.
Yeah, Declan told me that Audible contacted him because he set it all up, and they thought bots were the cause.
Really?
Of that rating, because no book has that kind of rating on there. We may be the highest rated, one of the highest rated books on the entire site.
That's great, man.
Now you give it up for the ants. Now you got you kind of were disappointed with them with the Reddit. Now you got to be just as happy and
no. Let's make no mistake. I love the ants. They are. That's why I was so brought low by the whole situation, because the way I see it is Impractical Jokers will come and go. Impractical Jokers fans will come and go.
Comic book men.
Yeah, it'll all go one day, but tell them, Steve Dave, it'll all go one day. No, well, not with those fucking ratings you're getting. So, I really look to the ants for a sense of belonging. and a sense of community.
Well, that 5-star rating, I told you.
Yeah, you're right.
I told you that. I mean, even Stephen King may not have a 5-star rating on all his books.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So
we're doing good.
Absolutely. audiblepodcast.com/TESD. Free audiobook and a 30-day trial today by signing up at the site I just read. 150,000 titles, but only one that matters.
Until 2 months from now.
Until 2, and then 2. And then that number will double to 2. And I'm telling you, I've gotten some of the cuts. I've gotten some of the content.
Yeah. It's the best thing we've ever done. So far.
It's one of it. It's got to be up there.
It's fucking crazy.
And I'm really hoping that it goes to number 1 on Audible. That would be a feat, and I think it could happen.
I think so too.
I think it could happen
because I listened to some of the footage that we got back, and it's unbelievable.
We got some major voice actors in there, and we got some major shit going. I told Bri, it's going to do the impossible. It's going to turn an ant into a fly. As they fly all over the shit. They are going to be buzzing around it like won't be
flying ants,
but they don't care about shit.
Nah, all right.
They're going to be like flies on shit when we drop this.
I agree.
It's going to be dope.
Yeah. All right.
So don't waste that free one on.
Hold off, David Lynch.
What I was trying to say before, I made the mistake of going to the Tell him Steve Dave cares.
Yeah. Oh, what happened? What disappointed you?
Again, I listened to you, Walt. You said don't even bother looking at it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to Walt.
The ants turn on us, man. Like when they think we're not watching, like there's lots of like snipey little comments and like criticisms and shit like that. It was kind of like it didn't feel like
they know fuck all about Ebola.
Nah, that I don't mind. It didn't seem like the community I thought we were. Like I really felt.
I think you're. What's my Q down?
Yeah.
I think though you're taking your paintbrush and painting with broad strokes.
Let me be clear. I'm not talking about all the obviously the ants are the most important people in my life. Sadly, so
would you say that?
Yeah, I would say the ants are pretty.
Would you make that statement right now? The ants are the most important people in your life.
I'm going to go ahead and say it
as a group, not
as a group.
I mean,
really?
I would hope that we're more important.
The ants are, yeah. Well, I consider you guys fellow ants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you also go on record as saying you'd give an Ebola patient a hand job?
Was it an ant? Was it an ant?
Yes.
Yes, I would do that. To make
with no protective gear.
If it's an ant, yes.
Ebola, not Ebola. Like, what's the scenario?
I met Jay Sarge. Did I tell you this?
No.
He came to one of the shows on the tour.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
He's so.
Let me see if I can guess. Quiet.
Yeah, not overly quiet, but yeah. Well spoken, friendly, intelligent guy.
Husky?
Yeah, not overly so.
He always tells me he's heavy.
He's a little on the short side.
Yeah.
Long hair.
No, I'm telling you,
thought he was a rock and roller, man.
Yeah,
You're fired.
I need a rock and roller on the team.
There was never, you know how with Maxwell I had
an image to maintain.
Can he wear a wig?
I clicked with him immediately. I liked him immediately. Yeah, great, really great guy. Him and his wife came, his lovely wife. They were very nice people. I actually regretted, and I rarely say this, that I didn't get to spend more time with them.
Did you fall under the spell of Q? Did you feel like maybe you could have gotten
No, I don't. I don't think so. She seemed really into him. Yeah. Nice guy, great guy.
See, like I've had a lot more contact with the Sarge with this project we're doing lately. I could tell he's a good dude.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like I never had any contact with Jay Sarge at all because like him the duties that we have on the show, we never crossed.
Right.
So if this is the first time I've ever actually even talked to him. So
whether via email. Oh, okay. So this is your first exposure,
and it couldn't be more positive. It
might not even have been Jay Sarge.
No, I made me wish he lived like closer so he could.
And what state was this in? This is Utah.
Utah. Yeah.
He's not a Mormon, right?
City. I didn't ask him.
Okay.
I didn't
like 7 wives with him.
No, nothing like that. Very nice guy. So yeah, the ants are very important. And I think that any ant that came to the Impractical Jokers tour would tell you that I'm consistently giving them more attention than anybody else.
Really?
And I've started sprinkling Tell 'em Steve jokes into our stage show.
Right.
And so, like, I'll drop like an old deer into it, and
Place goes crazy.
It's not a punchline, so it's just I just say it at a certain point, and Tell 'em Steve Dave fans are going, woo! Tell 'em Steve Dave and stuff like that. So like I've started throwing in little things like that from.
And do the other guys get gruff when they?
Do they understand what even that means?
They didn't understand. Sal does. The other guys don't.
So what comment did you see on the what's it called, TSD Cares?
It wasn't a specific comment. It
What
was
thread?
like it was. This is what disappointed me is there were many threads
Where they bitched.
where there was bitching. Yeah. About.
See, I didn't. I support you bringing this to the table, but it's one of the things I didn't want to see. That's why I didn't want to even bring it up, because you don't want to curtail free speech.
No, of course not. I guess
for
I just
fear
thought,
that they're going to get spanked on air.
they're not getting spanked. Carry on. I thought
You said you were disappointed, though.
I was. I thought we were
More beloved.
a different community.
Yeah,
I thought we were
liked
a different
us.
community.
I can show you emails I got last week. That's not the case.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know why these people are listening at this point. When I get these emails that are this long, I don't know why they're listening and why they want to make me feel like I'm an idiot.
Doesn't
You
make
know,
sense.
I don't know why. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm just like I don't answer back, because on one hand I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of bummed that you're disappointed in me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed that you're not happy. Then I'm kind of like,
who the fuck
I
cares?
just wish you wouldn't even bother telling me, not listening then.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not going to change.
Right. I mean, I'm just going to be ignorant and stupid anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said on Twitter. Somebody was mentioned the Ebola thing, and I said, like, I thought our trademark was skewed, dopey,
Right.
fucking misinformation.
We got three guys. Do you want to hear our three real views, or do you want to hear? Do you want to hear the talking points of a politically correct show? Then
Yeah,
So go listen to NPR then.
factual.
it's not factual on NPR either. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Well, somebody said it there, like, you guys sounded like Fox News. With
It ain't factual on Fox News either. There's no news organization that gives it to you factual. Believe you.
no
Believe it
way.
or not.
No way.
Those days are over if they ever existed.
They never existed.
Yeah. I've been listening to a book on Audible, one of our sponsors, and you know, like Joe Valachi, like the Valachi papers. It was that
The Valachi Crunch?
no, not the Malachi. No, was that on Happy Days? No, the guy who.
I thought you were they were going back into your TV shows. You were binge watching Happy Days after Bojack.
Yeah, like, fuck, we've watched 27 hours of TV.
What now, Q?
Do you remember the Malachi
TV.
Crunch?
Hey.
I don't know. We could watch more TV or
No,
more
stop,
TV.
stop right there.
By golly, he's got it.
Excellent idea. Valachi papers, where he supposedly was the first one to acknowledge and confirm that La Cosa Nostra, you know, the mafia existed. And evidently there was a guy who came out 2 years earlier, and the FBI knew all this shit already. So, like, Valachi didn't really add many new facts to the whole, like, mob existing thing. But I guess for show, that's why they did it. But there was a different informer that had told them all this shit prior. And there's government documents that exist that you can go and look at. And it's like, oh, well, here it is, 2 years before Valachi, you know,
Right.
went and
Can I interject a little I Sell Comics minute in here?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, can you drop in the song for the first time ever?
I Sell Comics?
Yeah, just real quick.
Do we need permission from Mike and Ming?
I don't think so. Yeah, Jack, drop that in. That would be just like 10 seconds of it, or 5 seconds.
It's just another sale to this comic selling alpha male. I could sell comics to
Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Were so afraid of the mafia that when they had their organized crime storylines in Spider-Man or other titles, they had to rename the mafia the Magia. Maggia. They were so afraid to offend the mafia that they changed the name of it.
Wow. What a bunch of pussies.
And I'm thinking, like, you'd have to be really dumb If you're a made man and you're reading Spider-Man,
Right.
and you're like, I wonder if they're talking about us. This Maggia.
Why are they all in fedoras?
I'm gonna
and
whack
suits?
Stan Lee.
Right? I mean, it had to be pretty transparent that they just changed the name.
Yeah, you
But
would
why
imagine.
the Maggia?
That's
weird.
I guess
That
they just
doesn't-
changed the F's to a G.
Did you hear?
Oh, so it's MAGIA?
It's MAGGIA.
That's weird.
Did you hear about them shutting down Fantastic Four and why?
No.
Marvel's ending the Fantastic Four. Of course, it'll be back before we even get it.
I was going to say, Q, come on. You're explaining me.
No, that's not the interesting part. They're killing the Fantastic Four series and taking it off the shelves for a few years because Fox owns the rights to the Fantastic Four movie, and they don't want to support or advertise for a competing studio.
That sounds bitchy.
It's a
That
complete
sounds like a
bitch move.
biatch move.
That's
like you signed that agreement back then and you were happy to take that
Yeah,
money.
right.
Now you're like, now that yours, all of a sudden the sun shines on your studio, and now you're like, that sounds like.
Yeah. So that's
What, you don't
happening.
agree with that, or you agree?
Of course I don't agree with it. That's absurd. Like, how does that help you? Like, if there's a movie and it does well, won't some people be like, I want to check out the comic? Or that?
I thought maybe you were saying. I thought maybe it was a business move that if they suspend publication of a certain point of the title, the
Right.
rights revert back to them.
No,
then I
no.
can see it being done.
No, it's a bitch
That
move.
would make sense, yeah.
This
it's a
this
complete
is a
bitch
complete
move.
and utter like
Right. Yeah.
that. Yeah. Mm.
And that's why they won't let you. They won't. Marvel has a thing where you're not allowed to create new mutants in X-Men because any mutants
automatically
become
becomes-
the film property of Fox. So they're not doing that either.
So, is there a chance they may cancel the X-Men too?
I doubt that.
I read that article too, though. I read that they were phasing out the X-Men. Once Wolverine dies,
He died today. Today the comic came out today.
once he dies, they're slowly phasing out the X-Men, which is like whoever
That's
is
insane.
making that choice and making the choice to get rid of the Fantastic Four. I'm assuming they're not going to keep their job very long if it's true.
It's the head guy, Brevoort, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one making those decisions.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, Fantastic
But what
Four.
is it? But like,
The
but,
sales are dismal, they say anyway on Fantastic Four, so it's not going to hurt them that much. But
what end? When do you? I guess when do you bring? I guess you know what you could do though. You can make a big gigantic stink about like the end of the Fantastic Four. They're all going to die. Yada
Right.
yada yada. Generate a buttload of sales to see how it all goes down. Have it go away for a while, and then when you bring it back, some more sales. So I mean, in the grand scheme of things,
right,
it's still win-win probably for Marvel.
sure, yeah, they'll get the bump in sales. You're right, but it's
And
just
the
such
press.
a bitch move. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the I Saw Comics Minute.
Wow. All right. That's
that- is
probably
anybody
more
left?
than. That's,
Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
I mean, you probably talked more about comics in that minute than they do in an hour. So
I think, we didn't talk about any public appearances or schedules or rooms not being given to the right people. Or
we haven't. Would you like to hear my Adam West story again, or has that ground been covered?
tell him, Steve, Dave.
No, we're not done yet.
I thought you had a show to get to.
Yeah, what time are you out
I
here?
do, but we still got a couple commercials. Plus, I wanted to ask you something about this. I mean, I do have to go. I'm going to see Tony McAlpine tonight, but there's a band that goes on before him, so I don't really.
An opening band.
Yeah.
that I don't necessarily need to see.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, Walt. You have friends and have had friends who have been addicted to substances, have addiction problems. Is this a genuine addiction? A man who checked into the Navy Substance Abuse and Recovery Program for alcoholism treatment was also treated for addiction to Google Glasses. The 31-year-old man exhibited significant frustration and irritability related to not being able to use his Google Glass. He has a history of substance abuse, depressive disorder, anxiety disorder, and OC disorder. He was using them for up to 18 hours a day.
I think you get addicted to anything, right? If you have an addictive personality, I think anything can become
Well,
addictive.
if something brings you pleasure, then yeah, I think that you can get addicted to it.
Yeah, like my cousin has had problems with addiction, or had. I haven't spoken to him in a while. And it's like, if it wasn't alcohol, then it was heroin. And if it wasn't heroin when he got clean and sober, then it was surfing. Like, he had to surf constantly.
Right.
You know, it was 8:30?
8:30 tomorrow morning.
Okay.
You got it. Thank you.
Night, buddy.
It's always something. It's something that they have to do in excess, you know. And the Google Glass thing, I don't like. I don't like going to a con and seeing people walking around with them, and then they talk to you with them on.
Yeah.
Because you know they're recording it. It bothers me. I don't like it. But is
I've
this
never
something?
seen 'em.
Is this something they look goofy as hell?
Yeah,
they look
so
like very.
stupid.
They actually.
Like a nerd.
No, they're not even like nerdy looking glasses. They're not stylish
They look
looking
like the
glasses.
Borg.
Yeah,
They're going to get to a place where they just look like regular glasses, and then you're never going to know who
I
the
guess
fuck is
so.
recording you.
I'll show you.
That's
a
going to
picture
be
real fast.
the end of it then?
I mean, we're on our way out, and I don't have kids, so I don't really care anymore. You have kids, so I would worry if I were you.
That they're going to wear
We're on our
Google
way out. What does
glasses
that mean?
around.
You mean as a society?
No, I mean we're all.
Yeah, the three of us.
Are you talking about Tom, Steve, Dave?
No, I'm just talking about our life expectancies. We're about halfway done.
Our numbers are down?
I think the major things that I.
Mario's fucking telling me.
Mario ain't doing a good job here.
No. I just think that like we're more than halfway through our lifespan, the three of us, right?
Right, yes.
So any real pressing concerns.
But what happens? What happens if I get caught by somebody in Walmart with Google Glass and I say something that gets me busted and I didn't know
Don't
it?
say the word sand and don't say the word monkey, and you'll be fine. You'll
say
be
the word
okay.
Ebola.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're all good.
Right? Yeah, that's going to happen, right? Someone's going to just try to
Yes.
entice a celebrity to say or do something, and they don't realize that they're being.
Sure.
Not that I'm not saying that.
Well, I know what you mean.
I'll say it. You're a celebrity.
No, I'm not.
Right.
After the other night, 1.3 million people.
Yeah, this
Look
is
at
some
this
fucking
guy.
crazy ratings you guys got.
Nice ratings on Sunday.
Nice
Thank
work.
you. Thank you to everyone for watching.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Is that good, Q? Or-
That's pretty fucking good. For midnight on a Sunday? Are you out of your mind? That's insane. You guys just locked yourself in for 2 more fucking seasons with this shit. I hope you're ready.
I hope you should be on the AMC board of directors. Would you take that job?
Yeah, I'd take it.
We'd have a
I'd
man
be
on
like
the inside, man. That'd be great.
3 more
Yeah.
Walking Dead series.
I'm surprised, right?
we
How
could
come,
be-
how come they haven't spun off that dude with the bow and arrow into his own
It's
series?
his own show, right?
Into his own show
I
at
know.
this point.
People love. Did you watch it?
No.
The season
I was
premiere of
watching
Walking
Giants
Dead
and Redskins.
was the best episode of
Ever,
Walking
huh?
Dead ever. It was, and I'm
I got it on my DVR. I'm going to watch it.
very cold on that show. Like it really, I think that show misses more than hits. It was a great episode of television and easily the best of the series. It was fucking crazy.
I should have watched it. I shouldn't have kept the football game on. But I was,
Well, you have it on DVR. It was
I have it.
phenomenal. It was phenomenal. I mean, if the rest of the season keeps up with this, it's going to be an amazing. Brian and I
So
will be watching
what would be as are we out of time or no?
Yeah, we got time.
Second decision, you spin off Daryl. Is that the guy's name? Daryl?
Daryl, yeah.
Spin
Oh,
off
Norman
Daryl.
Reedus? Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Spin off Daryl into his own show. What's your second decision now?
More Walking Dead just type decisions. I mean, I would just be like, let's just be the Walking Dead channel. Like, let's just for a few years just be the Walking Dead channel.
Do you replace Comic Book Man with 4 cast members from The Walking
No,
Dead?
but I would add a zombie to your fucking cast.
We got one already.
I was going to say, we got one. He wears $500 pair of jeans every week.
You know what I did? I texted Brian last night. I started rewatching season 3 of Comic Book Men.
Right?
And it's such an enjoyable show, dude. I really love watching it.
Thank you.
It's like spending time with you guys without having to leave my house or drive all the way here. It's cool.
You save tolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got, Brian?
Okay. I guess that's it.
What's
I
your
wanted
commercial?
to actually the one thing I did want to say we did the New York Comic Con. We did our panel. We did our press and
How
stuff.
was it? Yeah, how'd it go?
Panel went well. I think between the two of us, me and Walt said 6 words.
I think, to me, that is a great panel. When
I knew you loved
Nobody
it. Yeah.
bothers you.
well, no, it's not the one's bothering me, but like when I am not asked to like think off the cuff. Is that the proper use of
Yeah,
that?
but you're so good at it, though.
No, I'm not.
Well, yes, you are.
Oh, yeah, when I can sit here, we used to. But when I sit in front of a sea of people, and there was a lot of people there,
There were a lot.
that then my
Mm-hmm.
mind shuts down. I just don't want to even utter a word.
But you're not nervous. You don't appear nervous.
Oh, on
You
the
just-
inside, yeah, it's like that dog on the top. He's all calm.
Uh-huh.
And then if you go underneath the water, his feet are going a million miles an hour.
Oh, really? The doggy paddle?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
me.
But what I wanted to say was I feel like I really need to clarify because somebody said something that made me feel not bad. Like, not... I can't say like, oh my God, I felt bad about it.
You
but
want me
I
to
was
get
like,
Mario on the phone real quick?
I might need Mario. I'm going to be bouncing around mattresses tonight, trying to levitate. The guy came over to me.
I hope to God that they try and talk me into that.
You better go ahead.
The guy came up to me and he said, I listen to Tell Him Steve Dave. I love it. He goes, I know you hate this, but would it be okay if I got a picture? Now, at New York Comic Con, we did a panel and we did press. We're not appearing.
Right.
Like if I'm at a con and we don't have a booth, I don't mind taking a picture. I don't want people to think that.
Right.
Like I don't want people to think that like
Especially
I'm
ants.
not approachable, especially ants. Yeah.
Right.
My point with the cons is like this weekend I'm going to Atlanta. I'll be at the Walker Stalker Con. Now, when somebody tries to catch you when you're not at your booth for a free picture, and trust me, I wrestle with the fucking charging for that shit anyway.
You do a lot. Yeah,
I really do. I've talked
After
to
every con you do, I know we're good for at least an hour phone call about it. You hate it.
It's really the case. But what happens is if I'm at a con, like, I went to San Antonio a couple weeks ago. Now I'm in San Antonio and somebody says, "Hey, can I get a free picture?" Now, the reason I'm there, I'll be honest, is to make money. Now, the con pays. They have a guarantee. Mm-hmm. They give me a hotel room. They give me a flight. And they pay me a certain X amount of dollars to get pictures taken. Now, that's our guarantee, our minimum. Sure. So we need to reach that minimum. And if we don't reach that minimum or that guarantee, they stop asking us to go.
Right.
So it's like somebody going to work and, you're a carpenter and somebody's like, "Hey, would you mind, doing this little side job real quick for free?" Even though you're here, to work for the Macy's or whatever.
Right.
And then Macy's is like, well, they're not getting their job done. They're not performing the way we hope. We're not going to ask them back next year. And that's really the reason that when I'm on the floor, plus if I'm on the floor, I want to look at stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't want to take a picture every 2 seconds. Like that's why I'm there, Nothing against anybody, but I think it's pretty clear on Comic Book Man. Like I would never in a million years go out of my way to go to a comic book show.
Right.
Unless, there was a motive, and this motive for me is to make money. So I'm not I swear I'm not trying to be a dick on the floor, but then.
Well, what happened that made you feel bad though?
Because the guy thought that like he felt awkward about asking me to take a picture when if I'm not appearing there and I'm not making money anyway, it's not a big deal. I don't mind taking a picture, but it's like if I'm there and, I'm behind a booth getting paid, it is a big deal then because then somebody tweets like, "Oh, Brian's such a cool guy. He took a picture with me for free or whatever." And then that becomes the expectation or somebody from the con sees it and they're like, it annoys them. I've heard about it. People have said shit, So I don't want, if I'm there as a guest,
Right.
I just can't do it. If I'm there, like New York Comic Con, and I'm not a guest,
Well, how do they?
I'm more than happy.
But I'm just saying, how does anybody supposed to know what it is? Why don't you just say there's only one show you're ever at that you're going to do that? And that's New York Con.
Yeah. If I'm at New York Con, you can take my picture.
Any other time, yeah.
Any other time, give me money.
Anywhere else in the country.
Yeah. And then sometimes it's like I've been in the booth all day.
No
and
wonder
then,
the
like,
ants hate us.
I'm trying to leave the con, or like in Orlando, when we're in Orlando, like I'm trying to eat dinner and people are coming up. It's like I did it all day. I don't want to do it now, and I swear I'm not being a dickhead about it. But if I do that, then that's it. Nobody's gonna ask me back, and then that revenue stream is done for me. I'm just being honest about it.
That's what people want, though. Honesty.
What's that?
People want that too. They want honesty. On
Yeah.
Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Yeah.
Even if it, like we were honest with our opinions last week.
Mm-hmm.
wasn't public. It wasn't. Didn't capture much favor.
Well, 6 people complaining about it.
Well, you know that there's more who didn't even bother to write, though.
Right. Yeah. I also, actually, I do this extremely rarely, but I want to give a shout out to a certain aunt. She knows who she is. Her mom passed away. And
yeah, she's great.
She's really great. And she should know that our thoughts are with you, right, Q?
Definitely. She's just, put it this way. She's, when I have gone to London, I've actively sought to hang out with her. She's a great person. And, good person. And then she got some bad news.
Yeah, I've been emailing with her back and forth, and her mom just passed away. And very, I'm glad that tell him, Steve, Dave, including you, Walt.
What does that mean, including me? Why do you make that caveat?
The show.
What does that mean,
Because Q and I talked to her,
we know her.
outside of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I actually had a similar thing. An aunt came to my show in Colorado Springs, one of the 13 percenters. And she said she can't wait. Her name was Sable. She was there with her husband, Rocky, her boyfriend, Rocky. And she said a great idea was when we get 4 colored demons off the ground, which we were very close to. She said the girls should get a patch that say, you know how motorcycle clubs say 1%ers? Mm-hmm. She wants one that says 13%ers for the girls. And I thought that was such a fucking brilliant idea.
That's a good idea.
That I figured I'd mention it on the show and give her a shout out to it because we're definitely going to run with that. That's fucking awesome.
That's cool.
So Sable, thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, I mean, thanks to all the ants, even the ones that.
Can I ask a request to the person who sent in the embroidered picture?
That we never asked for anything.
We never asked for anything.
Right.
I've lost that person's email, and I'd like to get in contact with that person. I think that person was in Canada when I was there. This is boring as shit, right?
Well, it's the end of the show.
We really torpedoed.
Yeah.
But if that person can email me, and
Right.
not to bitch about Ebola or anything, but just to talk about that image, I would like to start that up again. I told that person I had an idea, and I'd like to still see if that can happen. All right.
All right.
All right. So that's it. Avoid Ebola. Mm-hmm. Practice your levitation.
Mm-hmm.
And pay Brian Johnson.
Yes.
I'll be in Atlanta this week and LA at the end of the month.
Respect him. Respect his money.
Give me that money.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.